Evan, are you comfortable being hypnotized?
Yes.
Okay, great. What I'd like you to do is just put your feet square to each other. That's great. And you're going to be completely aware and awake during this this hypnosis experiment. You will maybe notice some changing of the way you feel or perceive things, but you will be conscious and aware, and you will be completely strong in your legs and in balance at all times. You'll be able to take good care of yourself. And I'm right here with you, and I'm going to take great care of you, okay? Now, what I'd like you to do is, if you would give me both of your arms, just hold them straight out in front of you there. Now, pick the first position, place on my space, if you will, that just sort of catches your attention, and stare at a place that you've chosen. Hold your eyes on that place and do your best to not take them off at any point. And I'm going to just talk to you as you do this, and you'll notice as you focus on the sound of my voice, things get more and more calm and focused, and you hear the sound of my voice may become soothing, relaxing to you. As you get more and more listening to the sound of my voice, you may find that you gently sway back and forth a little bit, and that's fine. You're still strong in your legs and aware of yourself, in control of yourself at all times. And in your head, if you would, just take a moment right now and tell yourself that you would like to go deeply into hypnosis. Say, in your mind, with confidence and authority, I'm just here to help. In your mind, say, I want to go into hypnosis now. And then as you take a nice deep breath in, breathe out, sleep. Deeper and deeper, more and more relaxed. Let's gently rock and sway. This is one that is really kind of rarely used, because I think a lot of people are intimidated to do it, and for good reason. There are some safety issues to this one. You want to make sure that you really are on your game when you do this with people. And I don't do it a lot because I feel like it's not necessary really, but I do want to show varied methods, so I thought I would include this induction. When you get physically set up for this induction, you're going to want to directly face the person that you're working with. So you're square up to them, your shoulders are square to their shoulders, your hips are square to their hips. The only difference is you're going to have them put their feet, they can be either shoulder width apart or they can be feet together, but their feet are going to be parallel. Your feet are not going to be parallel. Your feet are going to be staggered. Again, this constant idea that I keep coming back to you with when you do this stuff, that you want to have a front-loaded foot and a back-loaded foot, so that if your weight shifts, you can shift your weight and still be balanced. If you keep your feet together, it is much, much easier, much more likely that you will be knocked over or pulled over. Whereas if you stagger your feet, you can shift your weight and have strength. So my feet are staggered, and what you're going to do in this case is you're going to grasp your volunteer's wrists. So you may need to adjust your position. You want to be at a position where their arms are pretty much out straight, but yours are not. You want to have a little bit of bend so that you're ready to load and pull, because that's what you're going to do. You're going to get their hands up in front of them, and you're going to get them to focus. The level of fixation that occurs is what it starts. It's visual fixation to start the procedure. You can direct them to stare at anything on you, basically. You can say, I'd like you to just pick a spot anywhere on my face and stare at the first spot on my face that catches your attention, or you can say, stare right in my eyes, or you can say, stare right at my forehead, whatever you want, but you want to create one fixation point that they direct their attention to. Once you have that, it's important that you don't do anything with your face, and especially your eyes, that sort of create a body language suggestion to move their gaze away. So you kind of need to lock their gaze and meet their gaze, and hold it with them. Now, you don't have to stare them right in the eye. If it makes it easier for you to focus, you can stare at their hairline, or you can stare at the bridge of their nose, or, some people get sort of intimidated or freaked out by staring someone right in the eyes. So what you can do is make it seem like you're meeting their gaze just by getting off to another point on their face, and that's fine. But whatever point you hold, you want to hold so that they don't see your eyes moving. If they see your eyes flit off, it's a body language thing. They'll be more likely to flick off in that direction and go, what's he looking at over there? So you got to hold it. So you get the fixation, then you hold it, and then you begin your pattern. Now, so you've got their two arms up, and you get them to fixate, and you start, and then you're going to run your pattern. Your pattern is going to develop over time. You want to make it your own. But as you start your pattern, what you're visually assessing is their level of focus, and you're looking for a significant sort of change in their gaze. When they get to a point where they look less intense and a little bit more calm and yet focused, then you know you're ready, and then you're going to overwhelm them by simultaneously pulling forward with their arms and firmly, somewhat loudly, not yelling it, but firmly raising your voice some and saying sleep. This will create confusion. They're not expecting this. You don't tell them that this is going to happen. They're just sort of following along. And what it will do is it will overwhelm and confuse them, but the sleep command will give them a directive that gets them back on track and they'll follow it. So, get them physically set, get their arms up and have their arms by the wrists, get fixation, start your patter, and then when you assess that it's the right time, you get a sense that you've got their focus and you're ready, then right when they seem calm and everything's pretty focused, disrupt that with the shocking pull and the sleep command. Now, when you pull them, you're not trying to rip their arms out of their sockets. You're not being violent. It's just a confident, it's a confident, assertive, firm pull, okay? And the thing you want to be careful of is since you've got people by the wrists, you don't want to whiplash them and hurt their wrists. It's just a tug. It's really, really simple. And you don't want to pull them so hard that they go flying into you. You just want to change their center of balance and create a sense of motion. All right? When you do this, probably the most important thing after you having your legs set properly is offsetting your head from their head. Because if you're square up and you pull them, they can come right forward and smash you in the face and you smash them in the face. So you want to make sure that you've offset yourself from them, all right, so that that won't happen. So what's going to happen is, in kind of, if we pretend to do like slow motion, if all this goes well and Evan accepts the suggestion, the command, when I pull him, he's going to come forward right into this position and see his head goes over my shoulder. And nobody's in danger that way. Nobody's going to get clunked or anything like that. So positioning is very important when you're doing this induction. Very, very important. Do this and you'll notice as you focus on the sound of my voice, things get more and more calm and focused and you hear the sound of my voice becomes soothing, relaxing to you. As you get more and more listening to the sound of my voice, you may find that you gently sway back and forth a little bit, and that's fine. You're still strong in your legs and aware of yourself, in control of yourself at all times. And in your head, if you would, just take a moment right now and tell yourself that you would like to go deeply into hypnosis. Say, in your mind with confidence and authority, I'm just here to help. In your mind, say, I want to go into hypnosis now. And then as you take a nice deep breath in, breathe out, sleep. It's very quick. It's very, very quick. And you're just guiding them and guiding them. Now, as I'm talking, this is where the practice really comes in. You have to be talking in a somewhat intelligible way, all while also observing and assessing the volunteer. And that's what probably takes the most practice, is as I'm talking, I'm trying to think of the right things to say that guide him, and also say in my head, is he focused? Is he paying attention? I'm looking. Now, as I was talking with Evan, his eyes were steady. They weren't moving off. I clearly had his attention and his focus. When I did the breathing, I said, take a nice deep breath in. I could see his chest rise up, modeling my own breathing and coming down. Everything showed me that he was in a good place. If when I was doing it with him, as I asked him to take a deep breath, if as he was breathing up, I noticed his eyes flitted off, I might let him breathe out and just go through one more time and help him recapture the focus. All right, if I feel like I lose him. If you lose him and their eyes float up, you just keep going and you keep going. I've also seen this procedure done, this induction method done, actually with no talking at all. It's a pretty neat way to say it, where they just get the person set up, and then once they grab their hands and they tell them to pick a spot on their face, they literally just stare them down. And they stare them down and watch them until they see the natural expectation of the person start to take over, which usually manifests itself in the heaviness of the eyes. The people sort of are expecting, I'm going to get sleepy, I'm going to get heavy, and as soon as they start to see the eyes start to get heavy or start to tremble or flitter a little bit, bang, they pull them with the sleep and away they go. And that's how it works. That's another variation on it. All right, so again, with any of these videos, watch this over and over again. Get all the finer points, get all the aspects of it. Practice it with someone initially, just like a dry run. Don't even worry about whether they get hypnotized or not. Just find someone who will help you practice the procedure. And once you're confident and comfortable with the procedure, then go with a person who actually wants to be hypnotized, when you know you'll do the procedure comfortably and confidently, and it'll be more second nature to you. That's when you're really going to get your best results. All right?